The ethical dilemma of dating multiple girls and having a rotation of many girls. This is something that it's not really that common out there, I don't think. I think the body count of most men is under 10. Even in their 30s or even 40s, it's around 10. So to have a guy that is, well, has a rotation of girls is actually quite, it's not very common at all, actually. But I received a message from one of my boot camp students, and he has an ethical dilemma, and I want to discuss that right now with you guys. But before we kick it off, I'm Dave, and this channel is dedicated to giving you no BS, novel dating advice for the modern man. Top link in the description to learn the sweet art of cold approach from me. My autobiography is in the description somewhere as well. If you join up to my Telegram group, if you can find it, you get a free coaching call when you join up. And the Facebook group has all the infield breakdown and analysis videos. So let's just get straight into this. What do I say to her then? So he has a rotate. He's got a rotation that I've been pulling and hooking up with random chicks from the street. That would get me in even bigger trouble since we're in the same social circle friend group. I've been telling all the chicks that I've only had one girlfriend in high school, LOL, which was true up to a month ago. Now, if I were to answer 100% truthfully, it would be I've hooked up with two chicks, one of which I'm currently seeing, as well as gone to second base with another chick, and also I'm currently going on dates every single day. As you can see at the very top, I say read Lying by Sam Harris, and at the bottom I say consult your conscience, not me. I've learned that love is, well, it's warfare, and I play the game accordingly. Yes, I will start with saying, if you have built yourself a rotation of girls and you want to tell them the truth, but you know that if you tell them the truth, there's a very high probability you're going to lose them. I think that's common sense for most guys. For the guys out there that don't think that that's common sense, I just want to let you know that women are not really impressed by this whole pre-selection thing. I think that is mostly a myth, because if you have a rotation of girls, just discuss the girls that you're with. Some guys might tell you that they're an alpha chad, they're awesome, but then you realize that they're a tall white guy in a third world country swiping right on Tinder, and those girls only want him for his money and his status. I'm talking about first world countries where you've built up a rotation in the hardest cities, most difficult, wealthiest cities in the world, with the highest demand women on planet Earth, pretty much. So if you build up a rotation of those girls and you want to tell them the truth, there's a good chance you're going to lose them. And that is an ethical decision that you need to make. Myself, on the flip side, I have a lot of experience, and with that experience, you could say I've become tainted, but I wouldn't say I've been tainted. I would say that I understand the game better. Now, the game is, from my experience, I've picked up many girls and later on discovered that they had a rotation of guys. And this type of stuff is very common because, well, you know, the sexual marketplace, women have the advantage. So therefore, a lot of women take advantage of their privilege, and their privilege is that they get to choose whoever they want to sleep with, as long as they're over a threshold of attractiveness and under a certain age. And so therefore, from my experience, it gets to the point where I just, if I have a rotation of girls, I don't tell them. I just don't tell them at all. I just keep my rotation, and some of them actually find out, and some of them accept it, and some of them don't accept it, but most of the time they just accept it. And that's generally the way that I would play it. But as you can see, my client has now got a bit of an ethical dilemma where he has he's got dates every day, and he's gone from literally 4 to 5 weeks ago being a virgin, coming out on a boot camp with me, and filling his phone full of contacts, having his entire week full of dates, and pulling different girls consecutively on quite a few nights, actually. So he's been quite successful, and then he's got to the point where he's got a bit of an ethical dilemma where he's like, oh, she's an innocent girl, I don't want to lead her on. Well, tell her the truth if that's the way you feel. And I recommend that you guys read the book Lying by Sam Harris. Sam Harris pitches the case that you should never ever lie in any scenario, in any way, shape or form, at all, ever. Apart from a few scenarios where telling the truth can get you killed in certain countries. And I recommend that this is entirely up to your own conscience. But myself, I have learned that I need to play the game. And the game it's brutal out there. It's warfare. And so therefore, when I've locked in a nice rotation of girls, and they're all cool girls, I prefer not to tell them. I prefer them to not know about each other. And trust me, having a rotation of girls is good. It makes life better. It does. It really does make life so much better than, I guess, anything else that I could possibly think of. It just makes life good. And anything that would risk that, I'm not willing to do. So I just want to discuss that with you guys today. My understanding is that little to no women will accept you having a rotation. If they do tell you or seem as if they're okay with you having other girls in your life, then I would argue that she's very close to not sleeping with you anymore or hanging out with you anymore. This makes things very difficult because men, they think that they can have a rotation because it's okay for them. And therefore, if a girl tells them that it's okay and they're willing to cop that on the chin, they're willing to accept that, I would argue that there's very few women on planet Earth that would ever accept that. Unless you're of such high value and they have literally no other options, then, well, maybe they would accept it for a short period of time until, well, they find someone that's willing to be monogamous with them. I would argue that women are more likely to want monogamy from my experience, especially if they have a lot of options. And if they find out you have a rotation, then there's a very good chance that you will lose that girl or your entire rotation. So this is something for you guys to ponder. It is something that doesn't often happen to a lot of men. And I guess that is evidence that my coaching seems to be working quite well. And if you're interested in getting some coaching, top link in the description, you can sign up to do some coaching with me. If you're overseas, if you're anywhere in the world, you can still do some over-the-phone coaching with me as well. I do 10 minimum, and obviously in person, which is the best one. Boot camps and immersions, that's the good stuff. That's the stuff that gets things really working for you. So anyway, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that think they're probably going. I can hear it right now. There'll be guys saying, "Yeah, but I met this girl and she's okay with it," or "I have a rotation and they all know about each other." Good on you, buddy. Good on you. But you're in the minority, and when that happens, from my experience and the experience that I have of other guys telling me that, it's only short term and there's something drastically wrong with those women, or you're a man that's carrying US dollars with an American citizenship and an American passport, and you're in a third world country, and that's not counted. So I'm talking first world girls, high quality girls, girls with options in first world countries, and you're not a superstar, and you're just an average guy that's been able to hack the system by learning the sweet art of cold approach and build yourself a rotation of those girls. That's the scenario I'm talking about. And yeah, I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. I thought it was interesting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.